Hey guys, Messy here, and today I'm going to be running through our Tichondrius Mythic kill. On this boss, I'll be running Soul Conduit with Sow the Seeds, a normal single target build. The only difference is instead of running Siphon Life, I'm going to be running Sow. I'm also using Kil'jaeden's Burning Wish because I wanted to try it on in this fight. Wasn't that great. Would still recommend just using the standard of Whispers and Metronome. But other than that, it's just normal. You'll see that I just pre-pot and get my Agony and my Corruption out, and then just dump my 2 UAs and I reap and drain them out. The bloods come out, so I immediately Seed of Corruption to get my Sow the Seeds out, and I immediately kill Jaden's afterwards to just get some burst off, because I know that my kill Jaden's is going to be up for the bat phase, so I just use it right away. Here I'm just going to be doing the normal single target rotation, just making sure my reap doesn't go too high so that it doesn't cap off, and also making sure that I have enough soul shards for when the bloods come out that I can just immediately use my Sow the Seeds. You notice here I get a little bit lazy, and I kind of like lose my footing. In general, when the ads are up, I should be switching right away, and I should be watching my timers. I was kind of careless there, didn't watch the timers, and it ended up causing me issues. So you see here that we actually aren't popping the brands if we can help it. So we always we spread out and make sure that we're not 5 stacking. So we have our raid split into 4 different groups, one for each pillar. So you see here, I'm just kind of chilling. Once again, just doing the normal rotation, switching to the bloods with my Seeds of Corruption. It's not anything too complicated. It's pretty simple. Just putting my seeds on the ads when I can, and just waiting for a little bit more action to happen. I'm going to play out through the entire fight. I'm not going to skip anything because I know that on some videos people like to skip, but I feel like for a full explanation it just makes sense to show the whole fight just for fight length. So you'll see here I'm just once again just AoEing down the fight. When I have Seeker Swarm or when I have Carrion Plague, I make sure that I'm behind our X marker. Our X marker is where our soakers will stand for that phase because you have to make sure that it doesn't go through them. And here we have 5 people here, so you'll notice that our healer actually stands outside of the brands, so just to make sure he doesn't pop it. So now bat phase starts. I just end up donning these up. They're gonna die too fast for me to cast my Seed of Corruption. You'll notice that we have so much AOE in our raid that I'm gonna be trying to cast Seed a couple times and it just won't go off. So here, when I notice a big stack of them, I just throw out my Kil'jaedens just to get that detonation out. And I'm just trying to get my seeds out as much as I can. Here I'm just scrambling to find my orb just so that when Illusionary Night ends I don't die. And I'm while also making sure I don't stand in the beam. I pop my damage reduction because I'm a little bit scared that I was going to get stunned there. But I ended up being okay. I pop all my reaps after the phase because I have the orb, which makes me do way more damage. And I pop as many UAs as I can during this time as well. I don't get very lucky with Whispers procs. So while usually I'll have a really good time on this boss, I actually ended up kind of being starved. So on here you'll notice that I know that I have some more ad damage and that I'm not really getting the good procs that I want. So I'm kind of just going onto these ads, trying to do as much damage with it as I can. I just dump the nether zone wherever. Usually you want to do it on the outside of the room, but I know that we can get away with it because we have a very solid base of players, so we kind of just put it wherever and then just don't stand in it. Here I throw my Seed of Corruption on the bloods. I trigger them once again, switch onto the boss to get my stuff out, use my Wrath of Consumption buff that is essentially always up with this setup. And I'm ranged here, so I don't want to pop it, so I end up ranging myself so I don't pop it. You'll notice that our healer tried to do the same thing, but I ended up going too far out in the pillar, away from the pillar, and ended up getting killed. We're watching for ads and making sure that we're not messing up on anything, so we're standing here waiting for ads to spawn, and I'm just going to keep Seed of Corruptioning things, just doing my normal AoE thing. I noticed that we have one of our Balance Druids dead, so I actually hard switch to them now because we don't have those free Starfalls going out. I keep making sure that I have my dots up on Tichondrius and just dumping my UAs. It's not a huge deal really. I'm not really doing too much single target damage on this boss, but it's working out okay. Our healer calls for a soul stone, but ends up getting it anyways. Gets B-resed anyways, so I just hold on to it. And here I'm just like normal, popping my seeds, getting behind my pillar, making sure I'm not killing anyone on my pillar, making sure I'm not popping the brand. You notice here I'm playing a little bit risky. As a warlock, I usually stand out a little bit too far. If I take one, I can always move back in because I'm very tanky. Here, once again, I'm just dotting them up because they're dying too fast. We end up having our Beast Mastery Hunter is just going crazy on this fight. Serby is just tearing it up, so I'm trying to get as much damage in as I can, but I notice that Serby is just destroying everything, so I just kind of take the back seat, let him do as much work as he can, and get damages where I can. I pop my Kill Jadens, grab my orb right before the night. You generally want to do it a little bit earlier. I kind of almost forgot. And then I move to the back of the room to reset where I was. I probably could use my circle there, but when you're a bit flustered from that phase, it's very common to accidentally make a mistake. So you'll see here that I'm actually sitting above 1,000,000 damage. It's actually a little bit low for an Affliction Warlock on this fight, because you can very easily just go full single target and then use your Seeds of Corruption to just get more damage off in the bad phase. But I wasn't running enough haste, so I ended up having that issue, and also I'm not very used to playing like this. So once again, once we kill the ads, I'm switching onto Tichondrius. I'm making sure that I'm staggering the brands so that we're not accidentally bursting them. We had a couple bursts on the bad phase. This isn't something you want to do, but if it happens, you just kind of play around it. I'm making sure the bloods are dying, and once again, the big ad that comes out, the big demon guy, the seer, I make sure that I go on him as soon as I can because I want to make sure that he's dead. The Sightless Watcher, yeah, I make sure he's dead. You'll see that we're kind of lining up behind the pillar. You can do this because actually, the pillars has a huge range at the back, so you can kind of just line the brands up if you're scared of popping them. And you see here that I know the ads are going to die. There's not much more damage left. I'm probably not going to get another cast off, so I switch back to Tichondrius, and I'm just going to hard DPS him here. We don't need to do any more ads. We can just take him out, do whatever we want. I might switch onto them, but honestly, this would be for padding. This would not be for an actual needed push. I should just be hard DPSing the boss here. So that was our Tichondrius kill. If you have any questions about it, or any questions about the strategy, or any questions about how you should be playing it as a warlock, I didn't actually do a very good job, but I do know how I'm supposed to be playing. So just let me know in the comments, or hit me up in game with a whisper, or even a letter. I like letters. So yeah, have a good day, guys, and like, comment, subscribe.